afternoon, church. This is us. Tommy's just woke up, so he still looks half drugged. We didn't drug him. He just looks sleepy. Sorry. Anyway, I'd like to share with us some thoughts on Psalm 119. As long as this works, I'm no longer in my little messy study. I'm instead in our living room. But yeah. These are the two sections I've got for this week. Is Psalm 119 verses 17 to 32, Gimel and Daleth. And what's been obvious, I think, to everyone so far is Psalm 119, even if it's new for you, is all about the law of the Lord or the way of God, because it's mentioned in almost every verse. So it's one massive long list. And it's broken up into sections that really all start with a letter of the Hebrew alphabet. So we've got Gimel and Daleth today. What I've been doing, as kind of is common with lists, is that I looked for, the theme is obvious, that unites the list. It's the law of the Lord, like I say. But is there a progression? Is there bits that kind of, themes that connect each of these sections? Is there something unique to Gimel that's different everywhere else? And I think the point in Gimel, to answer that, is that it's all about life's purpose, life being about obedience to God. And Daleth, I think, is a story of revival, Dean last week dealt with the first two sections, which I think, I think he could correct me on this, but I think it's about blessing and purity. But today is in Gimel and Daleth. As I said, this first one is about the purpose, I believe, of life. He asks in verse 17, "Deal bountifully with your servant, that I may live and keep your word." So he's connected those two things, life and keeping the word. And he refers to himself twice in this section as a servant. And in fact, those who wander from the commandments are referred to here in verse 21 as insolent and accursed, and will receive the rebuke of God. And well, what's been hugely challenging about this section, and I've really felt my own weakness, and it's been a real challenge even to create this video, because I cannot a lot of the time say what he says in verse 21, "My soul is consumed with longing for your rules at all times. Your testimonies," he says in verse 24, "are my delight, are my counselors." It's hard, even especially when we're at home and all the distractions of home projects or even entertainment, to say this. And so what I find myself doing is what he does in verse 17, 18, 19 is cry out. He says in verse 17, "Deal bountifully with your servant," so there's a purpose, I think. The dealing bountifully is necessary for him to live and keep the word of God. And in 18 it also shows the need for God to interact and begin this process, because he says, "Open my eyes that I may behold wonderful things out of your law. I'm blind if you don't help me." And 17 and in 19 he just deals with how he is a sojourner. He is wandering on earth, passing through. "Hide not your commands from me." I'm here, he's saying, for on this earth, not because I belong here, but because I'm here to do your commandments. So don't hide them from me. That's what I'm here for you. So here it is. Gimel is about the purpose. And as Daleth, as I said, I think is a story of revival. He begins in 25 talking about how his soul clings to dust. "Give me life." Must be in very difficult circumstances. And he looks to the promises in the word. And then he ends where he started by saying, "My soul clings to dust" in 25. He ends over the page here in 31 saying, "I cling to your testimony." So I cling to death, I cling on for life in 25, and now here he is, "I cling to your testimonies." Something has happened. I believe he's been revived. He's been revived, and God's put him back on the road to go again. And it is full of little requests, this section. He asks about being taught your statutes in 26. make me understand in 27. And then he moves down into 29 and 30 in about how he's choosing the right way. He's asking help to put him on the right way, away from false ways. And then he moves on to those statements of intent. I will run, I cling. So now he's been revived. And 32, I think, is maybe just a summary. I will run in the way of your commandments when you enlarge my heart. So it is a statement of intent, I believe, but it's a statement of trust as well, and a declaration of his dependence upon God to do the work. And this psalm, less of a challenge, I think, more of an encouragement, because it does show us that God does this sort of thing. He does pick us up, revive us, and get us going again. But I trust these few thoughts will be a help. It's a big psalm, often quite difficult to face. So it's a challenge, but I think there's also an encouragement here as well.